Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United transfer news daily, where we talk about all the latest United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. And a £32.4 million deal could be happening very, very soon for Manchester United. We'll also be talking about the Pulisic deal to Chelsea, Godin, Hirving Lozano, Pereira and a whole lot more. Also, remember, link in the video description if you want to play Football Index. Be talking about that in a little bit detail soon. Marcus Rashford is the man to get on, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Link in the video description, as I said. But let's start off with £32.4 million release clause for Costas Manolas from Roma. This is a blast from the past for me. 2-3 years ago, I've been talking about him even before Mourinho was manager. He's a midfielder. I remember wanting him as a centre back when he was like 24. He's 27 now, be 28 in June. So some people would say it's a little bit old. I'd say it's prime, absolutely prime. You want Koulibaly, you're going to have to pay probably 90 million. If you want Costas Manolas, you're going to pay £32.4 million. His contract at Roma is a stumbling block. And if United go in there and they've potentially expressed big interest, if you believe what they're saying in Italy, then that deal could happen anytime. And at the moment, that's the deal that I think is most likely for Manchester United. I think we need a centre-back. I think you look at Lindelof last night, he looks absolutely bloody superb, but I felt Phil Jones was quiet next to him. I think Bay is unreliable. I think Smalling and Rojo are injury prone. Costas Manolas comes in. Well, who is Costas Manolas? What's he all about? Because I know you all want Koulibaly. Well, Manolas plays in the same league and has as good a reputation as Koulibaly does. He's fast. He's very fast. A lot of people don't realise that. Manolas is fast. He's 6'2". He's got pace to burn. He's dominant in the air. He wins loads of things in the air. And he's decent on the floor as well. Been playing for Roma for years. He's got Champions League experience, Greek international. I think, as I've said many times, he'd be like signing Perisic. People will go, I don't know anything about him. Don't like the sound of this deal. I think it'd be a really, really good signing for United. And a lot of people feel we need an experienced centre-back. I think Manolas gives you that experience. Can he adapt to the Premier League? Can Koulibaly adapt to the Premier League? I don't know. I think they can. But I really do like this deal. Let us know below what your thoughts are on that. If you want somebody a little bit more experienced and you want somebody who's a little bit closer to retirement, then Manolas gives you, I think, 5-6 years at the top. Godin maybe only gives you 5 or 6 months in the Premier League. He's never played in the Premier League. It's faster than the La Liga. The way teams defend are very different to the way he defends at Atletico Madrid under Simeone's very defensive organisation. And Godin to Manchester United, to be honest, quite frankly, terrifies me. It terrified me in the summer. He's a very good centre-back. I still think he's one of the top 5 centre-backs in the world. But he's 33, I think, in February, if not in the summer. He's not signed a new contract at Atletico Madrid, which means he's free to go in the summer. A cheeky £15 million bid now, if he's not going to sign a contract, would probably get him for us in January. I know a lot of people would be excited about Godin, but I just think the age of him and the speed of the Premier League, and for him to come to the Premier League right at the end of his career, I just don't think it suits him, and I don't think it suits us. I think if he comes to United, he's coming for the paycheck. I think if we get him, we're getting for a reputation, and I don't think it ticks any of the boxes of what we need. Longevity. We don't need short term. That was Mourinho and it failed. We need long term at Manchester United. We need to look further ahead than that. And I think the oldest centre-back we should be going for at a push is Alderweireld, who's nearly 30. But certainly Godin, yes, one of the best centre-backs in the world, but 33. I mean, what's he going to give us this season anyway? We've got, the best thing we can achieve this season is top 4. And I think we can do that without him. So for me, Godin's a no, but he's a very, very much a possibility for United at the moment. And watch your eye on that. The reason I've mentioned Hirving Lozano is because I think if you watch the game with Manchester United and Newcastle last night, we are crying out for a right winger. Now, it's very interesting that we've been linked to Douglas Costa because we desperately need somebody on that right-hand side who can play off the left as well, who actually is just a winger. Not Lingard, who wants to play in the middle, not Mata, who wants to play in the middle and is ageing, not Sanchez or Martial, who want to drift in from the left. An out-and-out winger who can deliver crosses into the box and can touch the touchline and stick to the touchline. And we're crying out for it. And the right-hand side of United is weak. Now, I think Sanchez could do it, but we seem to always want to play him on the left. The right-hand side of United is so weak. And I mentioned Hirving Lozano, not because we're linked to him. I wish we bloody were, but why not go and get him? He's at PSV. If he has another good half a season, he'll be going to Barcelona, Man City or someone else. Why don't we jump in and do a deal like that? Or a Leon Bailey? The most important thing is obviously Pulisic. People have obviously been asking me about Pulisic because I've spoken about Pulisic quite a lot over the last 18 months. He's going to Chelsea. I'm not surprised. I knew Pulisic was going to go in the summer. I think it was obvious he was going to go in the summer. I hoped that he'd come to United, but reality is that I keep saying this to you about transfer deals. They take time. They don't just happen in a week. They take time, that you're working towards them for a long time. Like the Griezmann deal, we were working on that deal for 8 months and then he dropped out at the last minute. Pulisic deal has been being worked on for a long time. We've only just got rid of Mourinho. For us to be in for Pulisic, we needed to be in for Pulisic when Mourinho was here. There's no way Mourinho wanted Pulisic. He doesn't want young flair players to develop. He wants Sanchez players. He wants people who are established. He doesn't want a Pulisic. That's why we were never in for him. Don't blame Woodward. Don't blame Solskjaer. Don't blame the current United setup. That's on Mourinho's watch that's happened. That deal's been in place for a while. He's a Manchester United fan. We could have gone and got Pulisic. Now, have I lost a lot of sleep over Pulisic? No. Am I annoyed we're not in for him? Yes. Am I annoyed we're not getting him? Yes. Has he played a lot of football for Dortmund this season? Not really. Has he been one of Dortmund's best players this season? No. Do I think he's got the potential to be a very, very good player? Yes. Am I envious of Chelsea? Yes. I like Pulisic. I can't lie about it. I've done videos about it. I can't lie about the fact that I wanted Fabinho and he went to our biggest rival, Liverpool. I do like him. I think he's a risk, but I think all players coming in from Germany especially are a risk. I think all young players coming in from anywhere are a risk. But for 60 million quid in today's market, I think it's a good one. I think Chelsea are looking to corner the American market with him, and I think United have missed a trick there. I think he's exactly the sort of player that Ed Woodward wants, that I spoke about yesterday, somebody who's young, who can develop into something. But I think it's a legacy of Mourinho. I think this deal was done on Mourinho's watch and we weren't interested, and we've just got to crack on with it. But I do think it's a good signing for Chelsea. I think he's Hazard's replacement. I think Hazard's leaving in the summer. But he might be going to Chelsea in the Europa League, because if we do our business, Chelsea are doing the Europa League again next season. So very interesting end to the season for us and Chelsea. And I hope we win that race to top four, because it'd be hilarious if they're not in it. Yeah, we'll have to see. On a more closer thing, let's talk about Andreas Pereira, not part of the United squad yesterday. I've mentioned this a couple of times now. He was on the bench for the game against Bournemouth. He came on, did well, not on the bench for the game against Newcastle. What's going on there? Where is Andreas Pereira? This is a player who can go in the summer. We can't stop him from going. There is an option for a further year, but it's not an option on our side. It's on both parties. If he decides he wants to go, he can go. And he could go this month, because if he said to United, I'm not signing a new contract, United will sell him this month to get something. And it might be as little as 6 million quid, but they'll do it this month rather than let him go for nothing. I'm worried about Pereira. Pereira hurts me more than Pulisic, because I think Pereira is a very, very good player, and he could go to a rival, or he could go to Brazil, he could go to the continent. I think, again, you can't blame Solskjaer. You can't blame Woodward. Again, this is another thing. Very similar to Pulisic. We should have been in for that deal, but Mourinho wouldn't have wanted it. We shouldn't be selling Pereira, but Mourinho's treated him badly. And I'm worried about Pereira. On the other hand, he might play 90 minutes against Reading at the weekend. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I'm hoping Solskjaer said, look, I'm not going to put you on the bench because you're playing against Reading at the weekend. I'm hoping that's what it's all about. If we don't see Pereira against Reading, then I think it's curtains, and I think he's gone this month, and I think that's really sad. But let's try and cling on to a positive, because there's lots of positives around United at the moment. Fellaini, not involved yesterday. Don't see where he fits into United's side at the moment. Turkish reports that they're interested in him seriously. Let's get the taxi booked, get the plane flights and send him off. How many times have we said about that Fellaini? I'll believe it when I see it, but oh my life. If this was to happen, I would be so happy. No, it's nothing personal against him. It never has been, but he's not a United player for me. I think he symbolises everything that's been wrong at United for the last 6 years, because he was the first signing after Sir Alex Ferguson, and he's a hoofball magnet. He doesn't fit into what Ollie wants to do with United either, which is what I want United to do, which is move the ball quickly, get on the attack, press, intensity. He doesn't work. And how symbolic it was that, Newcastle, which was always potentially going to be tight, he doesn't have Fellaini on the option as a last 10-minute option to hoof the ball to, because he doesn't want to play hoofball. That, to me, is the end of Fellaini. I don't see how Fellaini fits in for United. And if he goes to Turkey, fantastic. I'd love to see it happen this month. So fingers crossed. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. Also linked with Italy, Darmian, Inter Milan. Ashley Young linked with Inter Milan. I don't know why. Ashley Young should be playing for United at right back at the moment. If we're not going to play Delo, we should be playing Ashley Young. But interesting. Very interesting with Manchester United. I do think business is going to be done. I think Manolas is very exciting. If we sign Manolas, I want Koulibaly. You want Koulibaly. I want Koulibaly. Do I think we're going to get Koulibaly? I want Skriniar. Do I think we're going to get him? we could do. I don't think we will. Manolas is a third of the price, but he's not a third of the player. And he's the same age as Koulibaly. I think I'd love to get Koulibaly. I'd hate to get Manolas and Koulibaly then to go to Man City or Liverpool in the summer. I think if he's available, we should get him. But Manolas, I do like Manolas. And, if he's there now, let's go and get it. I don't know what your thoughts are. Anyway, link in the video description for Football Index. Always covering this on the Transfer Daily. At the moment, it's absolutely cooking on gas. You've got to get yourself on Marcus Rashford. It's a great time to play Football Index at the moment because the transfer window and prices are going up and down. The prices move. Basically, it's like a stock exchange for footballers. You can buy shares in footballers. Their price will go up and down based on news stories, but also performances on the pitch at the moment. The link is in the video description. Remember, you've got to be over 18 to play it, and do gamble responsibly. But that's my portfolio at the moment. And as you can see, look, I've only been playing this for a few weeks. I've already made 100 quid. I have made losses on a couple of players, Bale and Ronaldo. I'm confident in the latter half of the season they'll go up. But look at that. Aubameyang, I've made £4.10. Martial, £13.80. Rashford, I've made 34 quid. And I've only had Rashford a couple of weeks. I'll show you him in a moment. Alexis Sanchez, I think his price is going to rocket over the next few weeks. He's a good player to get on. Mason Greenwood, I keep telling you, get on Mason Greenwood because he will play at the weekend and his price will keep going up. And his price is £4.50 a share. And he's not even played a minute for United yet. And obviously Salah and De Bruyne are players that are going to go up. But let's have a look at the top 200 at the moment. And I can show you Marcus Rashford. Just to emphasise how this works, look at Marcus Rashford over the last month. His price per share has gone up from £4.50 to £8 in 30 days. And that's still going to keep going up. So Marcus Rashford's a good one to get on. Link in the video description for that. Who else have we got that might be worth having a look at? I did mention Pulisic. His price has gone up, obviously, because of transfers. Nabil Fekir. Anybody linked to transfers at the moment, their price could go up. James Rodriguez. I'd love him at United. I've always wanted him at United. What's his price doing at the moment? Yeah, I like James Rodriguez. I don't know whether I'd go in for him. Timo Werner's another one. Pretty low price. He'll go somewhere soon. Tahith Chong, his price is on the move as well. He could get some game time at the weekend. Over the last month, his price has gone from below £2 up to £3. Generally, United players are going up in value at the moment because they're doing well. And so link in the video description for that. Remember, you've got to be over 18. I mean, like traditional gambling, if you put a tenner on a United result and they don't win, you lose your tenner. With Football Index, you put 20 quid on a few shares for a player and their price goes down a bit. You lose a few pence, but obviously it can go up. It's more of a long-term thing, or you can do it as a short-term. Buy a load of shares, price bumps up, sell, go and get somebody else who's going to bump up. And especially in the transfer market, it's very interesting. Maybe get on Costas Manolas, because if he goes to United, his price will rocket. Thanks everyone for watching anyway. Please do drop a like on the video. Link in the video description for Football Index if you want to go on that. There's forums for it and everything. People absolutely love it. And give us your thoughts on Manolas, Godin, Lozano, the Pulisic deal. What do you think about the Pulisic deal? I mean, a lot of people have been asking me, what do you think about the Pulisic deal? Get your comments in below. Thanks for watching. Live tonight at 7 o'clock because I'm doing a watch along at 8 o'clock on That's Football for the Liverpool-Man City game. I think we'll all be watching that. You can join me for that. So I'm live on the United stand at 7 o'clock tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon.